Hello, everyone. Well, today I wanted to talk about Valentine's Day fragrances, and I know I'm very, very late to the party because I think, and I don't think anybody cares about Valentine's Day anymore. But this is the only time I had free to film anything, so there you go. I know, long time no see, and a lot of things have happened, but hopefully not a lot of these longer periods of absence will happen in the future, hopefully again. As you probably know, because I've said this in a post, I've not felt well, and also I've been suffering from a lack of motivation to film or do anything fragrance related. As I felt quite disillusioned with perfume and fragrances lately. It's not something, it doesn't mean that I haven't worn fragrances. It doesn't mean that I've enjoyed fragrances any less. It's just the motivation for picking up the camera and just talking to random people on the internet about how I feel about things. It's been lacking lately because, so for me, first of all, I think I've said this before, and I think it's fairly obvious. I'm not an influencer. I am just a random person that happens to like perfumes, and everything you see is bought with my own money, with the very, very small exceptions. And when that happens, I do let you know. So again, this is it's not very sustainable because lately, in the last year or so, something strange happened with me and my motivation to film, whereas I would only start filming when I discovered something and I bought something new, which again, it's not sustainable, and it is also not fair to the other fragrances that I own, because I do have a lot of fragrances that I haven't even mentioned. I think I haven't reviewed them. I haven't talked to you about, and again, I don't think it's very sustainable to do that, and it's not fair to my personality, and it's not fair to you because I'm encouraging this behavior, right, where you just go and buy, and then you hype, and then you buy some more, which is truly not something I want to put out there. It's not something. So back to my disillusionment, I have been I have felt this way because a lot of there's these hundreds and hundreds of releases, and Guerlain did release a lot of fragrances. They have released a lot of fragrances lately, and I know I won't be able to keep track of all of them. So yeah, this is just a lack of motivation, I guess. That being said, I'm still doing this. So the reason I am just filming now is again because I did purchase some things lately. I haven't been I haven't been behaving myself. I did purchase some things lately, so I don't know if I've learned something from this. It's just something I feel, and it's something I am willing to talk about and maybe try to keep in check. But I did. I went on I wouldn't say shopping spree, but definitely on a Francesca Bianchi shopping spree lately in the last, I mean, since Christmas. So I will talk to you about that. So this is why I chose this time of the year, when it's close to Valentine's Day, to talk about not so much about Valentine's Day, but about timeless beauty, because I think this characterizes Francesca Bianchi's brand quite well. And also, I think, and this is something of a subject in itself, I think that Francesca Bianchi is one of the few brands out there that I find to be actually worth my time and money lately. And this is true. So if you're curious about other things that are worth my time and money, do let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll do a video about it, because there's not many. There's not many, let me tell you about that. So Francesca Bianchi's fragrances, as you might know if you ever smelled them, they inspire this raw, animalic desire. They are not, for the most part, they are not romantic fragrances, because they are pure sensuality. Well, some of them in any case. So last year I talked about sexy, sensual fragrances, and I included in the list, I included the Black Knight, because of course I did. But as I said, lately I've purchased some things from her, and let me tell you just quickly about them, because I think I have spoken, no, I don't think I've spoken about these three. So they are Sticky Fingers. Sticky Fingers is, I think it's one of the best sellers from Francesca Bianchi, and it is, I mean, it's rightfully so. This is all about patchouli. Oh my god, I haven't even pulled the lid off, and my nose is starting to clog. As I said, a lot of things have happened to me health-wise lately, and I think a lot of things have happened health-wise to all of us. I mean, it's a strange it's a strange season to be alive and smell fragrances. So this is all about patchouli. There's this so by the way, none of these were blind buys, because as you probably know, I did speak about a discovery set a while ago, maybe a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years, from Francesca Bianchi. So all of them have been thoroughly tested, and I knew what I was getting myself into. However, and this is valid for all fragrances, not just Francesca Bianchi. When you have a full bottle, it's not quite the same as testing fragrances from a vial, because I don't know, it's just a different experience. It's not quite the same thing. And so there are aspects of this fragrance I haven't been able to detect in the sample. And also when you wear the fragrance, that's another deal. So this fragrance opens up with some very playful, fruity notes that just kind of go away. They're just there. It's a playful trick. But the fragrance is very woody, it's polished, it's sweet. This is all about patchouli. It's very well balanced. It's a patchouli iris, and the iris makes it very very powdery. It's more about, I think it's more about these violet notes, and it does remind me quite a lot of Angel's Dust at times. But in the air, it feels so full. It's honeyed patchouli. It's so gorgeous. It's very sweet. I did perceive it when I was first testing this. I did perceive it as spicy, as maybe peppery, and a bit harsh on the nose. I don't think so. I think I'm just getting accustomed to it, because this is very, very smooth now. So there you go. I guess you have to get some time with the fragrance. Now, another thing I've purchased, and this is quite recent. I think it's in the last month. I think it was maybe January. So I purchased Sticky Fingers for Christmas time. And in January, I got the Lover's Tale. This was, oh gosh, I'm going to have to spray this now. Oh God. This is a beast. And this is very, very, it's very challenging. It's a challenging fragrance, and I knew what I was getting myself into. I just had to have it. It's an interestingly crafted fragrance, because it's a duet of a very raw very animalic leather with a jasmine that's at first it comes across as very pristine and delicate, and as the fragrance progresses, and mind you, this is fairly linear as far as fragrances go, with the exception of this thing that kind of happens within the first half hour. So at first, the leather is, there's a huge touch of iris in the leather, and it makes it delicate and quite soft. And the jasmine, as I said, is very pristine and again delicate, but as they meet and they kind of intertwine, both the leather and the jasmine tend to become even more, I mean, they gradually become more raw and more animalic and more difficult to stand, really. I mean, the leather becomes very harsh. The leather becomes more animalic, as I said, and the jasmine becomes more fecal. Yeah, that's right. This is a very fecal scent. Nevertheless, it is beautiful. It's interesting. It's artsy. And before I got this, I used to think that Cuir Intense by Guerlain from Les Absolus d'Orient was one of the harshest leathers I ever smelled. That's changed now. This has to be one of the most difficult fragrances to pull off, really. And the fact that it's so powerful. This is such a powerful scent. So I made the mistake maybe 3 weeks ago. I think it's been 3 weeks, because I haven't worn the fragrance since. So what I did was I sprayed this, as I usually spray fragrances, from above. I sprayed it from above, and of course it got in my hair, because it's something I try to do. I like getting fragrance in my hair, because it tends to last longer, and also when I move my head about, I get to feel it. It's something you should, I guess, try if you're curious. But this got in my hair, so at times when I wash my hair, it's been 3 weeks, and I can still feel it. And it was something like maybe 5 sprays, which is, it's just insane. It's an insane amount to spray for this. This is very strong, so beware. Just one spray from afar. I think I showed you Did I show you the Lover's Tale, Lost in Heaven one? Oh, they're very similar. So this, they're very similar in color, and they both begin with an L. So this is my next fragrance that I want to talk about, and this is I saved this for last because I think it's the most the one that came as a surprise to me. I don't know why, because as I said, I knew about it, I knew how it smelled, it was on the list, I knew I was going to get it at some point, but this is just I think it's the most complex of the bunch. I think it's the most beautiful of the bunch, not to say that they're not all beautiful, but it's just closer to me, to the way I perceive fragrances, to the way I relate to fragrances. This is of course a Chypre, and this is very, very difficult to describe. This is very difficult to tell you what it feels like. So of course it's a Francesca Bianchi, so it does have her signature. There's iris in this, there's patchouli in this, there's anything but the kitchen sink in this. I don't know why I postponed getting this so much. Truly have no idea, but it's very complex when you first get to know it. It's a lot fresher and airier than most of her fragrances. It reminds me quite a lot of Etruscan water. It's herbal, it's watery, it's green. As I said, it's very much a Chypre. But it does have a more playful heart than the very much sober, the more somber, right? The Etruscan water. It's also, it has this flowery, almost dried fruit note that I don't know, reminds me of something that Guerlain used to make, which I smelled only fugitively, and I might be, my memory might be playing tricks on me, but it does remind me a bit of Mira de Lire. If anybody has smelled Mira de Lire, I think there's something from Lost in Heaven that's close to it. But again, this is leathery. This is although it's far less animalic than many of her other fragrances, but it's very much as sexy as Angel's Dust, and as enticing as Sticky Fingers. I think this is quite underappreciated, by the way. Not a lot of people have talked about this. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Amy from Savor Salvage Scent has spoken about this. If I'm making a mistake, Amy, I do apologize, but I think I've heard you speak of this, of Lost in Heaven. Do hit me up if you did. So when you wear this, it's quite similar because of the patchouli. It's quite similar in the air around you. It's quite similar to Sticky Fingers. It's chocolatey patchouli, which is very nice. But when I wear it and I smell it on myself, it's quite similar to Eau d'Hermès. So a jumble. Yeah, it's a jumble of fragrances, a lot of references. As I said, it's very complex. But it's beautiful. So definitely try Lost in Heaven. I think it's one of the most underappreciated scents from Francesca Bianchi, and I think it's well worth a try. So the reason, I guess one of the other reasons I am filming this about Francesca Bianchi is I got a new fragrance. So I purchased another thing. This is a blind buy because this is her latest launch. It's not sticky lips. I couldn't be bothered to order sticky lips because I am not into. I don't like. What are they called? This one-time releases, this special editions. I'm not into them because if I happen to love them and I want another bottle, I don't want to pay eBay money for them, so I don't care. Sorry, Francesca, I'm not into that. But I did purchase, I blind bought Unspoken Musk. And this was on the list. I think this was released in the fall, maybe. It was released so late summer or early summer, I don't remember. I think we saw Liberty Neroli, which I got, I think it was a pre-order for me, because I'm a fan. But this, I had to wait because there were other things on my list. But I did finally get it, and now we are going to talk about it. So I got Unspoken Musk as so before Valentine's Day. She had on her website, she had this thing when if you got something, if you got a fragrance from her, this is it, this is Unspoken Musk, you would also get the two samples for her other brand, which is Hedonik Luxury. Hedonik, I don't know how to pronounce this. And so there's another release in here. This contains her come on, open up. I love her packaging, by the way. Oh, nice. Objects of pleasure. That's true, isn't it? So the older fragrances is this one. The older fragrance is this one, Divine Perversion. I think it was launched, I don't know, maybe a year and a half ago, I don't remember. And this is the latest one, Obsessive Devotion. So I know nothing of her other fragrances. I was going to purchase samples for them anyway, so this was just a happy coincidence. Let's see what else I have here. This is, oh yes, this is so for people who don't know, when you purchase something from Francesca Bianchi, you get to choose two samples from her. So I chose another sample for Unspoken Musk and another sample for Etruscan Water, because I can't get enough, and these are perfect for traveling. These are just perfect. And these are maybe 2 milliliters, I guess, and they are so strong they will last you quite a long time. So yeah, I actually wear them, the samples, when I travel. It's a good way to diversify, to have more fragrances with you without having to. I mean, the fragrances. Oh, and by the way, I think she did launch 100 milliliter bottles, which is interesting. I myself wouldn't get them because I think 30 milliliters is quite enough. They are decently priced for 30 milliliter extras, so I think that's quite enough. One fragrance like this, 130 milliliter bottle will keep you for a very long time because they're very powerful. So, the usual note, enjoy my creations, take the time to connect with them, rejoice in their evolution, experience the emotions they are designed to evoke. Thank you, Francesca, and also her, I guess, latest catalog. Got so many of them. Her latest catalog of fragrances, beautiful pictures, some info on them. Nothing you can't find on the website. So I think this video is going to be a long one. Yes, I do think this. But I did promise you a Francesca Bianchi video, so let's just have that. Let's just have a long, uninterrupted Francesca Bianchi video. So, I would like to smell this one, because I'm very curious about this. Unspoken Musk is... Oh, the seal, I guess it broke when I handled it. It's very fragile anyway. I do like her packaging. It's very simple. It's, as I said at the beginning, this is one of the few brands that I think they are worth my time and money from all points of view, I guess. And of course, when it comes to money, I find that her fragrances are very fairly priced for what they offer. And I'm not talking longevity, people. I know they're very long lasting, but if you watch my channel, you know I don't care about that. I won't purchase a fragrance just because it's very long lasting, but because it speaks to me, because it has all the things that makes me want to, I don't know, it gets my imagination going. So, Unspoken Musk. Let's see Francesca's take on musk, I guess. I know next to nothing about this. I tried to not read any reviews, but I am expecting something quite fresh, I guess. Oh, this is tart. This is tart and flowery. Oh my. It's like nothing I've smelled from her in this opening, mind you. I should write on this. Because I guess we'll be smelling multiple fragrances today. Oh, but this is amazing. You know, the funny part is, earlier I filmed a video about this here, which is L'Instant Magique. And there's something here that kind of reminds me of this. It's flowery, it's very delicate, and it has this, because it's musky, of course, it's musky, it's about musk, right? But it's also powdery, which is very interesting. And I guess there's some violet here, or some, I don't know, it's very difficult to pull apart. Like most of her fragrances, you kind of have to get accustomed to it to. So, oh my. Oh, and there's the animalics. There is something. Okay. So the musk is similar to the musk used in, I guess, all of her fragrances. I have no idea, but mostly in Under My Skin, for people who are familiar with that. It's a sort of, it's a sour, but not in the bad way. It's a sour skin scent. It's a sour, I don't know, body. It's very much close to body odor, but it, again, it's not in a bad way. It's still perfumey and it's still very nice. And also there's something, oh God, I am quite assaulted by this. It's not off-putting, it's interesting, it's enticing, but this is body odor with something from Under My Skin, and also from the dark side, which both of them are fragrances I do not own. I don't know if I'll ever own them. I don't think they're for me. Not because I wouldn't like them, it's just because I find them a bit redundant. And they're not, I mean, maybe if you see me purchasing Under My Skin and The Dark Side, I'll eat my words, but as of now, I don't think I will. But this one is very interesting because it's unlike the two fragrances I mentioned. This is very, very fresh. This is very airy, and it's flowery. It's almost sickly sweet, tart, more to a sour smell, a sour flowery smell. This is very I think this might be a bit off-putting to people, I guess, but nevertheless this is very interesting, and this is something I do search for. This becomes more and more violet, both in color and in smell. It goes into the territory of Angel's Dust, of course, because of course it does. Because Angel's Dust also has this body odor, type of sour almost musk. It just works well. It just works well. I think I've talked about this before, but in sexy fragrance and sensual fragrances, I don't know, I think not all of us, definitely not all of us, but I think I am one of those people who search for something like this in fragrances, where you get body odor reinterpretations. Hit me up if you're like me, but I do like this. I do search for this in fragrance. So I forgot to open the Francesca Bianchi website, if you'll give me a minute, because I want to talk about, read something about the fragrance from her website. Unspoken Musk is my personal musk, and in the olfactory map it's located in a region closer to humanity and sensuality, and this is it. It's an emotional musk, since it almost generates a physical reaction whilst you're experiencing your deepest emotions. Sweet, velvety, persuasive, dirty, flowery, human. I mean, this is not very far from what I've experienced, and it's very, I think it's very untouchable. You can't put your finger on any note, and this is it's very abstract, and I love it this way. It's vaguely something, almost something. It's never this and this and this, right? Musk represents the dichotomy that defines the human being. Oh my. Oh, that's a lot of text. So I'm not going to read all of that, but I do find a reference to Charles Baudelaire here, which again, very good, very good. I love her references, as always. While developing this fantasy, its symbolic character was strengthened in my mind: humanity, gentleness, intensity, and passion. I can't wait to wear this. This is a very good fragrance. It's very exciting, because it's nothing. When you experience them on paper, you know how it is. I have to wear this. I just have to wear this, but I can't apply it just yet because there's something else we need to smell today. So yeah, oh god. So the notes for this are bergamot, because I see them here: Bergamo, Immortelle, Magnolia. This is why it reminded me of L'Instant. Not so much as L'Instant Magique, but this other one I have here, L'Instant de Guerlain, which is of course about Magnolia. But it's a very delicate tart flower, tart, sweet, sweetish flower. Iris butter, musk, castoreum, civet, patchouli, sandalwood, cypriol, tonka bean, and vanilla. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of things to read here. If you don't know, the price for this is on her website. It's 108 euros, which, as I said, I think it's very decently priced. What I like about this fragrance is, oh my, and it's also a bit green. And it has that sweetish feel that you can find in Libertine Neroli and some aspects from Tiger. So, as always, Francesca Bianchi's fragrances have this thing running through all of them that kind of ties them all together, and they just share Francesca's touch, all of them. So when you smell a Francesca Bianchi, you know you're smelling a Francesca Bianchi, which, you know me, it's something I like. So I don't know in terms of longevity yet. I don't think it's going to be a problem. But I am very curious to just give this a wear. Unspoken Musk, the musk who must not be named. So let's delve into. So where are you? Oh yeah. Let's delve a bit into Hedonik. This brand of hers. I have no idea why she created another brand, but I think Hedonik, or Hedonik Luxury as it's called. Let me just open the website quick for this. Hedonik Luxury. I think she also sells leather accessories. I guess. Okay, let's see. Yes, leather jewels, right? So leather studded, very interesting harnesses. Oh wow. And all sorts of, I don't know, things from leather. I guess this is why I like Francesca so much. Her fragrances, because she does share my passion for both leather and iris. So in all of her fragrances you will find this touch. So as I said, I don't know anything about them, these fragrances. They do come in 30 and 50 milliliter sizes. Let's see, they are extras. For 50 milliliters you will pay 168 euros, and for 30 milliliters, which I think it's oh no, she doesn't have the correct pricing for them. Oh no, it's just me. I was looking the wrong way, in the wrong place. So for 30 milliliters you will pay 118, so quite affordable. The bottles are a bit different than her other line, a lot different. So the first fragrance she launched was this Divine Perversion, which, you know, I like the names. They're interesting. Divine Perversion. The naming does remind me of Le Marquis de Sade. Um, I think it's something you can find in all of his books. Think about perversion and divine, and the perversion of the divine. So what I'm most curious about is if these fragrances are truly different and are justifiably put in another, in another fenced area from the other creations of hers. But I guess we'll see. So, this is, oh my, oh God. So there was this tiny piece of me that was kind of hoping I wouldn't like them as much, but tough luck. This is a very fruity leather lipsticky smell. It's very playful. It does have that plasticky, plasticine smell. It's quite. It's not bad. It's not off-putting, but it's just something that you get when you mix this very, very lipsticky leather. The Diorom type of leather, with this very fruity, I guess it could be strawberry, it could be raspberry, the berry, category. She says raspberry, pink pepper, rose, iris, caramel, leather, woody notes, and animalic notes. What it does remind me of is a more what's it called? I can only think of Rose Cherie, but that wouldn't be right. French Kiss from Guerlain, but only if you really amp up the leather in that. You make it even more powdery, more leathery, and more lipsticky. This is to the max, right? It's lipsticky fragrances to the max. I think it's something I would very much love to wear. I don't find this leaning. I usually don't talk about this, but people do ask me from time to time. I don't think it leans masculine or feminine at all. None of her fragrances do, because it's very balanced. It's I don't think a lipsticky fragrance is made for women. I don't think it's true, because this is it's something that all people can enjoy. For me, why I don't know why I like lipsticky fragrances so much. I find them very interesting as a man. I find them very emotionally offering, right? There's something about opening a used purse, where just that the purse interior smell is just, it speaks to me. I like it. So this is very much that. It feels quite linear, but then again, it's not quite fair to judge it just from this paper. This will have to be worn, and believe you me, I will wear this, because I don't think she had the 30 milliliter variants before, but 118 euros, that's quite, it's still affordable enough. It's only 10 euros more expensive than her other line. So I think it's still very much, affordable, buyable, purchasable. but it is very interesting. It does, so the elephant in the room is Tuscan leather, I think. Yes, only the fact that it's less leather. It's more about the lipstick than the leather, this one, I think. Methinks. So it's a cross between French Kiss from Guerlain and Tuscan leather, but it's definitely a sweet, tart raspberry note on a lipsticky leather goodness. It's quite good. It is quite good. So now let's smell the latest thing, which is Obsessive Devotion. Again, the naming. Oh God, the naming. Obsessive Devotion. I was about to, I think I wanted to film another thing today, but my nose is not having it. So this is the last thing I'll be filming today, and I think it's quite enough. Oh. Oh no. Oh God. This is it's very different. It's very melancholy for me because it's sort of that bitter 90s kind of smell. Oh God, her references are just so good. It's this bitter herbal almost. But again, I can't put my finger on it. I guess it's so difficult. It's a smell I can't describe. But this is something that I instantly love. It's something that I instantly want to know more about. It's very it has this attraction, right? It's very clean. It's quite unusual for Francesca Bianchi to smell something like this from her, because it doesn't have her usual signature, although there are some more raw, maybe sort of body odor elements to it, maybe musky, but it's very clean, but it's also very bitter. I think there's something floral in this, but it's very, very hard for me to place. So I think both of these fragrances from Hedonik Luxury, they are quite apart. So I guess they do have a reason why they're so fenced together from the other ones. Oh God, there's something Mediterranean about this. I guess it reminds me of laurel. Quite aromatic. It's so difficult for me to place. I'm sorry, I have to go to the page for this. Obsessive Devotion, right? So, the head is okay. I'm not going to do that. The notes for this are bergamot and grapefruit, and there's the bitter kind of, not as much. Grapefruit always comes with, well, not always, that was an exaggeration of from my part, but grapefruit is a bit in some fragrances it does have this body odor smell. I know I'm not the only one who smells this, so do back me up here. And here it's quite contained. It's quite interesting, but it is here. It's also where the I guess where the bitterness comes from, but it's also where the nostalgic feeling for me, for myself, this is where it comes from. Then you have peach, pink pepper, ylang ylang, champaka, which is I think it's a type of magnolia. I'm not sure, but it is a flower. But I wouldn't be able to tell you how it smells, so I'm not able to pick it up. Then there's iris, smoky leather, oak moss, patchouli heart, and sandalwood. And there it is. I think, yes, it's this sandalwood grapefruity smell, which I think it best defines this fragrance, at least at this stage where I'm trying it. It is very much 90s, almost masculine fragrances, which is, again, it is good. It is, yeah, obsessive devotion. But it's this, I'm repeating myself, but it's this bitter, bitterness to it that I very much love. And I don't know if there's anything else I could tell you about this fragrance, because as it is, it kind of wants to stay like this for some time, so I don't know. But this is very, very interesting, and I love the fact that it is very different. And while Divine Perversion is sweet, playful, although it does have this seriousness, this somber, lipsticky, leathery seriousness to it, this one, this is where the somberness I think takes precedent. This is a very serious fragrance, and it's a chypre. I get this now, but it's nothing like Etruscan water, which would be her other, I guess, Mediterranean, fresher, more aquatic fragrance. This is nothing like that, and I don't think I've ever smelled sandalwood in a Francesca Bianchi fragrance before, and it is here. It's here. It's you know how sandalwood has this sour, bitter sour smell to it, and it's also this incisive, sandalwood sometimes has a bite to it. This is how it is here. So I don't think my my nose can take any more, but I do want to go back to Unspoken Musk, which, oh my god, yes, this is flowery. This does remind me, in this stage, it does remind me of L'Instant de Guerlain, which is this, again, this musky white flower, tart, sweetish, but very, very fresh scent. And I cannot wait. I can't wait to wear this. So this, I deem this a success for Francesca, and of course, But I think the star of today's fragrance lineup has to be this Obsessive Devotion. It is something else. So if you can, do give this a try. Obsessive Devotion from Hedonik Luxury from Francesca Bianchi. So there you go, people. This was my lengthy, I guess, video on Francesca Bianchi's fragrances that I purchased lately. Some new releases, some old releases, all about sexy fragrances, all about raw, animalic sensuality, and I hope you have a good time wearing them. I hope you can create yourself special moments. And until next time, remember, fragrance creates memories, and may yours be happy.